The pistons come in all shapes and sizes. These are, for this bore, I'm using a 52.5 millimeter crankshaft, which means that it's that wide. The circle is that wide. Across the center, circumference is around the middle. The larger the circle, the more it's going to spin. And the more it spins, the more the piston travels, and the more area you will gain in the top of the cylinder here, or up here. Excuse me. Now, this is an old piston. This is an old piston. This one, it's really not that much bad with it except for the rings. But I want to show you the difference between, this is a fully fixed stroker piston for the 120cc. This is a virgin one. I'll show you why. If you turn them over, you'll see that right here, look at the where it's cut here, how much meat there is from the top here to the inside of the case. Now look over here, look how much meat there is. This is on the front of the piston right here. If you don't take off 2 millimeters right along that edge, what's going to happen is when that crank rotates, this is going to bang on top of the crank weights. Because, like I said, the bigger the diameter of the crankshaft, the more it's going to pull it downwards. So I'll have to take off about 2 millimeters right off of the front there, and then I keep fixing it and trying it. I don't know if you can see the height difference right there. Maybe you can. Those are two exact pistons, and the bottom skirts have been fixed on this one to make it work. So I'll just use this new one, and I've got some copper spray gasket, high temperature sealant, and I think I'm going to try it. It's good for minus 50 degrees up to 500 degrees, and it resists oil, gasoline, and antifreeze. So once I make a really good gasket and put it on here, I will put this copper spray on the bottom and the top, and then it'll have a nice cylinder seal in between it so that it won't leak. And of course I'll experiment to see which is better. But that's where I'm at on that as far as that goes. So I have to get all this cleaned up. I've got to get this bore all reamed out. This has all got to be cleaned up before I even start. And then I have on order, I have a new wrist pin bearing, 12 millimeter. You always want to replace the wrist pin bearing and the gudgeon, this thing here. Now one thing about these gudgeon pins, I think it's a gudgeon pin, something like that. Some of these pistons are weird. Like, I'll show you. If you'll notice how much space there is between this one and that one, this one's a lot less space. This one is rounded, more rounded on the outside than this one. And sometimes their wrist pins are a little longer, a little shorter. You want to get a wrist pin, if you get a new piston, you want to make sure that you use the wrist pin that comes with it, that it's not too short, because if it's too short, it's going to just bang, 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 bang. And if that takes out one of your little clips here, one of those little clips can wreck your motor, wreck a $500 motor in about 10 seconds. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up and we'll go from there.